because of the draft, but just because of the way that Excel has played in the last couple of days that we watched them, right? Their execution can be lacking at times. Even when they get a really good start, they can fail to make all the right connections. So this series in particular might not come down to the draft. You know, it might be just like a difference in execution level that these two teams possess.
Well, smoke up by Azure right now. Just seems like it's for the sake of gathering some information, plopping down some wards. Don't think we're going to get anything aggressive from them. They almost broke the smoke. Let's see. Hey, nice.
I feel like Small Panda should know now. Maybe not. Never mind. Because both the smokes broke. You can't really know that there is a ward there. He started running back in your mind because the smoke broke, not because he saw you. So, yep. JT should be a liver.
He'll be fine. DK. What a China hero. Yesterday we got Death Prophets. Today we're getting DKs. We're eating good, man. We're back.
Yeah, not the most exciting hero, I have to say, but when you need something old, reliable from the mid lane, you just go for the Dragon Knight.
We'll know we're really back when we get the anti-mage pick. Then I'll be like, yes, that's real Chinese Dota. Anti-mage, some faceless void maybe.
Yeah, it was banned out last game, right? The AM.
Yeah, for the Medusa.
Mm-hmm. We might have to wait for the Faceless Void, though. I do see some players playing it in pubs, but it's not that contested just yet.
That's because it's a garbage hero.
Yeah, basically.
Well, Butterfly Effect. Playing up against Somnus in the mid lane. In China, this is a matchup that you have to become very proficient and comfortable playing. While that's happening, though, look at the top. SS might die. He might be the first blood. Monet running him down. The blood grenade from X-Nova with the battery assault secures the first blood. Okay, that's a really nice start to the game for Azure.
Blood grenade, reflection, and battery assault. All they needed. A very cheap kill, I have to say. Especially versus a Pango who's got like 2 spells that are kind of defensive, right? Like you can use Swashbuckle or Shield Trash to get away.
They actually might go again. X-Nova's thinking about it. They're looking towards Katju. And like, okay, they're not going to go. He really wants to though. Like if Katju goes like 100 units forward, they're going to try and jump him.
He's got boots, so he's actually a bit harder to kill than a Ringmaster usually is. Now he's got Tame the Beasts as well to move them away. It's kind of annoying for Pango to play this lane, especially when X-Nova gets level 2. Like, the power cogs, the mana drain is quite big, and it's quite annoying as well.
Mid lane, of course, we've seen what's happening there. Down bottom, Gyrocopter just trying to farm his way here in this lane. A lot of pressure that you can apply towards the Centaur. Could you just pepper him with the Rocket Barrage if he approaches? Yeah, might actually have to go for like some cheap cloak or something just to survive this lane.
I think you rush like Vanguard, Blade Mail, right? Like it's a lane that is. It's not great for descent, sure, but like you have to be careful on the other side as well. You have the kill shot on Wind Ranger, so if you get dropped to like 50%, one double edge plus power shot, you might just die. Small Panda might die anyway.
Yep, JT wants to close the gap with the double edge. He doesn't actually have double edge. He's trying to get there with the stomp. PYW, wind run forward, finds him with the stomp. One more right click, and they get him. But JT might die for this. Ukyo, all right, no homing missile, no way to cancel out the TP. So just a nice quick kill, like you were saying. They need to be careful. That can happen in a heartbeat.
Oh, he TP'd base, by the way. He didn't even TP to the lane. Well, it didn't really happen in a heartbeat. PYW was slowly chipping the Jakiro away. You know, right-clicking him to death, more or less. So this matchup is actually pretty decent for for Wind Ranger. It's like one of better heroes into Jakiro. Jakiro just is a lane dominator, but you can't right-click Wind Ranger. Right? She just uses Wind Run, and if you activate Liquid Fire, it will be applied, but the right-clicks will not.
I have a quick mechanics question. If Ringmaster uses box on a hero, right, and then power shot comes through from Wind Ranger, what takes priority? The kill shot? Let's say it's a hero that's low enough to die from kill shot. Does that take priority over the magic resistance of the box?
I don't think it does. I think the magic resistance is going to kick in first, and then if I mean, it won't if it's like if it's exactly the percentage of the.
Wind Ranger got punished. Got punished.
Nice. Actually, when I think about it a bit more, no, like if it's percentage based, it should just be the percentage. It's not about the damage. It's like execution. It's like a culling blade.
That's what I'm thinking as well, but I haven't seen the interactions. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure this is how it should work. I was just thinking about the damage of the power shot itself. That one will be reduced, of course, but
Well, we did have everyone comes back into the lanes. Mid lane is going very, very well for Somnus. He is owning right now, almost doubling up the CS of Butterfly Effect. And to make matters worse, Butterfly Effect has also ferried in some additional regen. So net worth-wise, Somnus is all cooking in this game.
Yeah, I did not expect the lane to go this poorly for Ember.
To be fair, if there's anybody that's going to beat an Ember Spirit lane, it's going to be Somnus, given how good he is at the hero.
Yeah, he's level 6 already. Level 5 on. He's a level ahead of the Ember. 18 denies, man. 18.
Jeez.
Like, he literally denied a level away from Ember. A full level is denied. Like, that's actually ridiculous. It's going to be pressuring the tier 1 tower because of that. And all the supports need to rotate too, to defend against Dragon Form. He's literally helping all the lanes. That's how strong he is.
They even had to bring the gyrocopter to try and deal with him. Ukio throws in the homing missile. PYW is here with X-Nova. Somnus falling very, very low. He's already popped his magic stick. He is about to die. The bonus armor, though, from the tower, assisting him to keep this fight going. However, Butterfly Effect finds him with the chains. It's not going to be enough. Somnus is still living. The Breathe Fire actually killed the gyrocopter, and even with the Jakiro spells, they don't have enough to bring him down. X-Nova caught the supports inside the power cogs, enabling Somnus to throw in even more right clicks. He ends up getting a double kill. They lose the gyrocopter, and Somnus is still standing.
Dude, I said that he is helping other lanes. He's literally winning all the lanes from the mid lane. Everyone came to help, like position 4, 5, 1. 4 heroes rotate mid, and they still don't get the Dragon Knight. Ooh, the level 3 Worm's Rat. The Dragon Blood, of course, as well. Yeah.
So to make matters even worse, right? While the gyrocopter was gone, JT almost got to level 6. Monet trying to make sure that they can steal away the Shrine of Wisdom. Let's see, they should be able to get it. X-Nova will get the free experience. On the other side, we do have JT picking up that Shrine as well. So that difference in experience between the mid lanes is now applying to the side lanes as well, because they are going to get nothing now.
Yeah, this is looking really rough. Like, this is one of those games where the mid lane has won so heavily that... Butterfly Effect, I feel like you just dodge Somnus and you try to make moves elsewhere now.
He's gonna be eating some damage here. Power Shot came through. Bro, a Power Shot, Breathe Fire, Dragon Tail, and he's at half HP.
Yeah, they're rotating everyone mid again, like all the supports. They want to defend the tier 1 tower, and I wonder if the easier move would be to maybe try to get a TB and just lose the tower. I'm not sure, because this is a normal game. He's got way too much on Somnus.
X-Nova finding himself getting chained up. He was trying to close the gap onto the 2 supports and hold them in place with the power cogs. Fortunately, though, Butterfly Effect was there, but You know, this is not great, but at the very least, you know, on the second dragon form and your tower's still above 50% HP, that always counts as a win.
Yeah, and the two cores on the side lanes are still farming. They're not zoned or anything like that. I feel like that's also a very important point. Pango is building a vessel.
Down bottom, Jakiro will find himself getting caught out here. Bye-bye, Red Panda. Let's see if he can maybe try to make this a bit more competitive, open up some space for the Gyrocopter. He actually put in the box. He's still alive. Red Panda will remain living. Power Shot does eventually bring him down, but that precipitates the death on X-Nova, and the homing missile caught up to JT. The Centaur thought he was out safe with the TP, but that is not the case. Butterfly Effect gets a double kill and a much-needed shot in the arm for his net worth.
That's actually kind of massive. Absolutely massive. Red Panda, or Small Panda, he lived for a very long time. Nicely done by Ringmaster as well, saving him. So, yeah, overall, a really nice chunk of change going Butterfly Effect's way.
They're trying to go middle onto Somnus. They just finished the Spirit Vessel on SS, so this is going to be the key to bringing down this uber tanky DK. And although he survived the previous engagement, this time they do manage to bring him down. PYW running away from SS here. He does get caught up to, and here comes Butterfly Effect with the long-range Remnant forward. PYW trying his best with the Shackle Shot, but Butterfly Effect says nope. Slide of Chains will ensure that I find my kill. So that's 2 for nothing. Perhaps some additional pressure on the tier 1 tower, and the narrative of this game is starting to shift, Chillers.
Absolutely. These are some beautiful plays coming from Excel Esports. I did not expect this. Not after what happened mid when they rotated 4 heroes to kill the DK and failed. Like, these other moves that they've been making have been on point. Pango, like, maybe that's all they needed. Space on SS to get the vessel, and now he's actually able to contribute everywhere. Keep in mind that vessel has been changed. So the recipe actually gives you way more. I mean, not the recipe, the build-up gives you more. It's just a lot of stats. So someone like Pango actually enjoys buying it because you're a universal.
Pango now with the Sea Dragon Wave. They're putting pressure onto the tier 1 tower in the top lane. Him and Kachu doing their utmost, whilst Ukyo will just vacate his side of the map. He doesn't want to just sit there and get killed by a Centaur. So the team swap sides, tier 1 towers will be traded. Where is Somnus at? With he's farming the camps at the DK form at the moment. So they're probably going to want to get him towards his... Wait, do you wait for the full Blink Dagger, or do you start going once you have the Mage Slayer?
I think Mage Slayer is fine. It depends on his and JT's items. Like, JT has Vanguard going for Blade Mail. I think with Mage Slayer, at least you can start hitting towers again. SS is mid though. They want to actually take down the Dragon Knight's mid tier 1 tower instead.
Yeah. Not just SS, the whole crew has shown up. This mid lane has been a party. Somnus, unfortunately, probably not going to feel like he's strong enough to stop this from happening, so he backs up, and they should be able to claim this tier 1.
Yeah, they did reveal Monet on bottom lane, so he won't be able to join the fight that simply. He'd have to TP.
You see, this is the kind of game Monet loves. Completely ignored, bro. We even forgot he existed. He's so happy right now.
Yeah, moving towards his Manta Shard, right? And pace of his item progression is quite good. Almost 6k net worth, 12 minutes in.
Oh no, that was the Mage Slayer from Somnus. They just killed it. So now they know that he's much more vulnerable than he would be otherwise. Wheel of Wonder is down, they have the Ice Path. Everything going onto Somnus. He's still alive, but he eventually ticks out. Here they come though with the Stampede. X-Nova finding 2 inside of the cogs here. Still though, unfortunately, he doesn't have enough HP. He needs to get out of here. JT has his Stomp completely dodged by the Ringmaster box, and Monet just did not have enough damage in the forefront of the fight until Lisanders takes away everything from the Gyrocopter. They end up getting that kill. SS though with the Swashbuckle, at the very least able to eliminate PYW. Azure, they lose the fight, but they do not lose the life of the Terrorblade. At least they claim the Gyrocopter in the other direction.
Man, if that Thunder was not clutched out by Monet, that's a wipe. Maybe even Centaur dies, right? Because they just have a full HP Gyro running you down. Maybe it would have been a full team wipe, but Thunder, what a spell.
What a spell, man. Also kind of annoying that it's, even with the changes and the nerfs to lifesteal and regeneration in general, Thunder still works just as the same. Nice job, Valve.
Condemned is a really nice facet as well to have on TB. You know, like one ult and I'm die, basically.
Clockwork finding himself held in position here in the river. He did at least steal away the amplified damage rune and he hooks towards JT. But Butterfly Effect is thinking about it. Really wants that chase. If he had another Remnant ready, I think he would have chased him, but because he only had the one, he didn't want to dive blindly onto the high ground just for a Clockwork.
Well, there's no hookshot. Clockwork is low. Maybe that means the tier 1 tower is free. We'll see. They will go for it. And this Dragon Knight, even though he crushed the lane, he's having absolutely no impact afterwards.
Rolling Thunder from SS. He wants to keep the roll going. We get the crash initially onto JT, coming out of the cogs. SS is just zoning them all away. Wheel of Wonder connect onto the Centaur. He cannot move, just needs a little bit more damage. Butterfly Effect will find it. And now Somnus is feeling very far forward. Macropire dropped onto his face. Red Panda wants this kill. Somnus with the Spirit Vessel out on top of him will end up dying. They even escape with Butterfly Effect. Kill shot doesn't connect from the Wind Ranger.
Yeah, Monet was thinking about TPing in. He actually pressed it on the tier 1 tower but cancelled it as his other 2 cores are already dead. Nothing to accomplish here alone. They have hookshot. Maybe they can get some stranglers, but Butterfly Effect is back in.
Yep. Both him and SS now occupy positions 3 and 4 in net worth, and both of them crucially are eclipsing the Dragon Knight. And they want to keep this rolling. Butterfly Effect with the Mage Slayer, Phase Boots. If they see X-Nova is very, very dead, but they see Somnus, an even bigger target. Can they get him? They're looking for it. Ice Pop is there. There's the Tame the Beast. He needs some help. He needs it now, but it's not enough so far. Somnus falling lower and lower with the arrival of SS. That will herald the end of his life. Unstoppable streak for Butterfly Effect. Who needs lanes, baby? We can play through the game.
This was probably one of the biggest flip sides that I have seen. A hero dominating the lane so heavily and then doing absolutely nothing afterwards. Somnus is just not finding any space to even farm, yet alone make plays. I feel like this Blink Dagger is already too late. He might just need a BKB straight up. Yep, he actually he bought the Ogre Axe now. Yeah.
Yep. Dude, he was still 1,000 gold away from having that Blink. That's kind of crazy. But it almost felt like every little thing has gone wrong for him, right? So the death that he suffered, them killing his Mage Slayer before his second or third death, I think. Him dying first, all alone, in that kind of fashion, in an area you're supposed to be safe, right? You're close to your tier 2, farming those camps. You'd think you're safe. There's an observer ward as well, but clearly not.
Yeah, they just have no saves. That's another thing, right? On one side you have Ringmaster with one of his little, what are they called? The carnival souvenirs. He's got that to work with, plus on top of that he's got Escape Art, Escape Act, then you have Pavis from the Jakiro. Like you just have a lot of little things, like little utilities that are being used on anyone that gets gone on. On the other side, you've got nothing. Like, you just can't save targets.
They're also struggling because they don't have a Blink on JT, nor do they have one on Somnus. So currently, your only real initiation is X-Nova, but you need to save the Stampede for the retreat. And if X-Nova initiate, that also means that he's committing his whole body forward. We've seen what can happen. He can die very, very quickly.
At this point, I feel like the links wouldn't work. Like, even if they went for them, they just won't work. PYW, there's a hasted Ember if you wanted to go for him. Instead, X-Nova
might want to
be the
go
target.
on to X-Nova. Here comes Butterfly Effect. Oh, misses the slide chains. Nice cogs from X-Nova. Still though, XL Esports currently in the commanding position. They just picked up the Aghanim Scepter on the Gyrocopter. Butterfly Effect is making very good progress towards his SNY. Then he wants a Shiva's Guard afterwards. I think in this kind of game, knowing that you're playing into TB and DK, and how even against the Centaur, Shiva's feels like an amazing item.
Yeah, it absolutely does. Just some extra AoE, right? And all the slows, all the effects are really nice. Yeah, on the other side, you're just waiting for those straightforward items. We'll see if DK actually goes for Blink now. He's got Ogre-Axe, maybe he finishes off Blink, maybe he goes for BKB. In any case, I feel like you just need Pipe, BKB, and then you fight without Blinks. You initiate with the clock, maybe Wind Ranger buys a shard.
For now, XL Esports just trying to control more and more of the map. They've taken away the tier 2 tower top, and they ping out the Roshan. They want to go for the big man. And makes it even sweeter. Now that they know there's no hook shot from X-Nova, you definitely go Roche.
He can rocket it, he can give some info, but what can you do? Like, there's no way for you to blink in, no way for you to fight that fight. We are basically where Team Tirlaments was in that last game. That's where we are for Azure. Just the question is, do they have as strong of a late game carry as the Medusa? I feel like Terrorblade can definitely be that, but he's also kind of momentum based. You like to be in front when you're playing TB.
Yeah. TB is not the hold the line, I will come save everybody hero that he used to be. So we'll see. Butterfly Effect chasing down PYW right now. Will he be able to find this kill? Forces out the mech, hits him with some chains, but he's just playing with them. He's fine. There's the SNY for the Ember. Actually, wait, how many Curios did we have in this game? Only one. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they are having all the fun and all the items now. Crimson Pangolier, like you mentioned, the SNY. There's a full Solar Crest on the Jakiro, Atos on Katyu.
They're gonna take the gate down. TB needs to leave. Okay, he's gone. Well, with the entire team being here, I'm thinking we're gonna see a push towards that tier 2 tower right now.
He must be really happy to get the shard, right, on Ringmaster in this game.
Ooh.
It's like we really didn't even talk about it during the drafting stage, but Spotlight, one of the better spells, or one of the best spells that you can have against illusion-based heroes.
Yep. It's Nova. Just gonna get picked off and very quickly killed. Man, he's just not being allowed to play on the map, and unfortunately he has to be the one to do this, right? The other heroes, they need like the shard or at least the Lotus on the Wind Ranger. Obviously the cores need to farm. Somebody needs to be out there poking and trying to break these movements. At least they get the tier 1 tower in the top lane though, so Azure still able to get some objectives on the map. It's just the fighting part that they're going to be struggling with. And that fight is coming soon. XL Esports have already taken the tier 2 tower and are muscling in onto the tier 3. Bro, this is an Aghanim's BKB, Aegis, Crystallis, poor man's Shields Gyro. Again, they're gonna try right now. They go forward with Somnus. Unfortunately, the escape back will buy him more time. Somnus though with the BKB. Wants to keep this fight going. X-Nova had the hook shot forward, but unfortunately went right into the Rolling Thunder, connected to with the Wheel of Wonder as well. He ends up dead to the hands of the Gyrocopter, and look at the damage on the back lines of the fight after they found the stuns. They force out the Stampede from JT, but Terrorblade, Monet is actually trying to split push here, hoping to try and cheese out a lane of racks. He will draw a couple of teleports back. The ring master first and foremost, so maybe they still keep the fight going. Somnus, no BKB available anymore, so there's nothing to protect him. He just gets demolished here. And without him, there's no way they can protect this lane of Rax.
Yeah, maybe if he forced a couple of TPs and moved back, but the problem is you're playing against an Ember. Like, it's really difficult to rat.
Damn. 23 minutes, the first lane of Rax already taken. Excel Esports putting themselves in an extremely dominant position. And again, man, I just keep going back to how far behind they were in the laning phase compared to where the game is now.
Absolutely. This is... like, the way they moved, the way they played, the fact that they just brought Gyro in all of these fights. Ukyo has been stellar on the gyrocopter. He wasn't wasting any time. He was making, like, every time they made a move, he was there. And I feel like he's one of the, if not the main reason why they are in the place where they're at the moment.
Shield crash from SS onto X-Nova. Poor X-Nova, gang. Let the man breathe, bro. Come on, guys. Can a player play? Can he actually enjoy the game? Thankfully, his team is able to get him back to safety. But there's no such luck for the tier 2 tower. And now there's no outer towers remaining for Azure.
Yeah. I believe that's a full butterfly completed on Terrorblade, right?
Yes, it is, yeah.
It is. Oh, that's nice. Like, at least they will have this butterfly to work with on Monet.
And the Gyro went for the straight-up Satanic, which he does have, but that means he's quite a ways away from having access to the MKB. But now here they come. They actually saw him. He walked right underneath an Observer Ward. They know where he's at. And he's actually alone. Oh my god. Are they brave enough to do this? This will be the catch of a lifetime.
Oh, the scan. The scan was perfect.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. They might still make the jump, though. Does have support in behind. Clockwork, where you at? We need you. Reflection's gonna kick things off. There's gonna be a rocket. JT blinks forward, finding the stun. The shackle shot will latch as well. The kill shot will not kill him off, but he's low enough that the Terrorblade can beat him. No! The Satanic! Ukyo was just fighting back. Call down. Satanic putting in all the damage back into Azure. They failed to kill the gyrocopter, so they all die instead. Azure couldn't kill him before the escape act. That allows the gyro to turn it all around.
Absolutely. That was all due to the scan. Just a perfect scan, perfect read from Excel Esports. They knew that the fight was coming Ukyo's way. They positioned the supports properly. And Gyro with the Satanic BKB, if you don't kill him immediately, like, you only get one shot. Like, you have to burst him down. If you don't burst him down, the fight is over. He pops the BKB Satanic and you saw what happened. It was nice from Azure to try and combo all their spells, like waiting a little bit for the hook shot as well, then trying to keep him contained in the power cogs, maybe get him bouncing, but it doesn't matter how well you execute on the side of Azure when one single spell just breaks all of it, and that's Escape Art, right? Escape Act. Like, you use it and that's it.
Get themselves a tier 3 tower now. Azure do have the full complement online, but XL, they want to press their advantage. They're going to do the fake back. They're smoked. Who is going to emerge right now? Azure, they've been in these kind of positions before. They're being scouted by these Observer Wards. Okay, Terrorblade Illusions will go and deal with those. Okay, it seems like they've been disciplined enough. They will hold. They will not get caught out in an awkward position.
Yeah, they're going to lose all the wards, by the way, the secondary one as well. So the vision from Radiant just doesn't exist anymore. They don't care, so it seems like they don't.
Terrorblade is desperately farming elsewhere on the map, trying to get something for the team. Shackle shot doesn't latch onto Ukyo. Somnus already at half HP. Needs to be careful on this Dragon Knight. They're going forward. Rolling Thunder does connect on top of him, but he gets off the BKB. He's going to be fine. But with his BKB being expended, they also had to pop the Pipe of Insight. Azure will not want to chase.
Yeah, they can wait a little while longer. Gyro can outpush top. And also keep in mind that they have some really big items coming up. So no real necessity to force the fight. Instead, Butterfly Effect will be completing his Shivas in the triangle. Roshan will respawn in the next 3 minutes, so maybe that's another option that they can go for instead.
JT wanting to give his team some of this information. Roshan is going to be away for quite a while. What's up with Roche today? Damn, stop being so lazy, gang. Butterfly effect. Will they see X Nova? Yep, they do. They do. Poor guy, bro.
Roche should be faster, right? It's bugged out, I believe, for us. It's up. It's actually a quick rush. Just bugged out for us poor boys.
That was close. All right. Well, instead of going back for Roche, they're like, we're already here, boys. Might as well stick around, see what's happening, order a drink or two, just chill. Just tier 3 towers annoying us. Let's take it away.
Terrorblade is still down bottom, and they did scout him. Monet, he can push really fast with Butterfly. He used meta even.
Okay. But Butterfly Effect is the one that comes back. Unable to catch up to this Terrorblade, but like you said, it's Butterfly Effect. We can easily rejoin the fight. JT, though, trying to go onto the Jakiro. They force out the early escape back. There's the Gale Force from PYW. They need a force off onto Jakiro to get him out. And XL Esports, they're like, we've drawn them far enough back. Butterfly Effect has cleared out the Terrorblade push. Why should we take this? Why should we make this riskier than it needs to be? Let's just go take Roche, and we'll come back with the Aegis.
Yeah, they forced the meta as well, right? Like that's the... Well, they didn't force it, meta was used, so they didn't have to fight it. And now instead, like you said, they go into the pit.
Looking like they're a little bit worried. They saw the rocket flare, so they're not committing to the Roshan attempt.
Not just yet, at least. There's a lot of scouting spells, right? Like you have the illusions from the TB, you have the power shot, you have rockets, so there's a lot of info that's being given for free to Azure.
Jaro did just pick up his Butterfly now, and the enemy team, there's no Bloodthorns, there's no Mjolnirs, there's no MKBs, absolutely nothing to get through this evasion. And they're preparing themselves for the Roche as the big man comes down. They'll probably try to take the outpost first before the fight really kicks off.
They're being so aggressive on the map, strangling any sort of an attempt from Azure to get out of their base.
Azure know this is happening though, so they're gonna smoke. And XL Esports, they expect this, so they're gonna give up on the Roche and they're gonna try and start the fight here. JT was looking for the hoof stomp. Nice little rolling thunder from SS first. Let's see if we can get on the back line. Wheel of Wonder, making sure that JT cannot participate in this fight. The Gyrocopter joins in as well, providing the necessary damage. He's gone. Somnus, BKB up, but it will not protect you from the right clicks of Ukyo. Ukyo wants the dragon. They want him bad, and they are gonna get him. Somnus dead again. Ukyo still wanting to keep himself going in the fight because as Monet has arrived, Monet wants to leash out his own damage, but the evasion is making problems happen here. JT though, beautiful swap onto Ukyo. But now Ukyo can keep fighting with the BKB active going in onto Monet. His Satanic is back up in 5 seconds as the Ember Spirit has now returned into the fray to help kill off JT, help secure the life of Monet, and make this a full team wipe in the end. GG is even called as Azure throw in the towel. XL Esports take game 1.
Yeah, this was basically their Hail Mary play, right? Like one extra fight that they had in them. Terrorblade had the BKB complete. Ice Blast. You're in for a bad time.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how this all pans out here as we get into the second game of an elimination series between Azure and XL Esports. We have already seen Vici Gaming, stalwart organization, fall to the wayside. Azure do not want to put themselves in that position either. Somnus on the Kunka, what do you think? Is it going to be like better progressing into the mid game than he did with the DK?
Absolutely. I think perhaps it's not the easiest lane, sure, but with Kunka it's a completely different story. I feel like almost no matter what happens, you always find some sort of an impact. Either with your ghost ship or with X marks the spot. Like the hero brings a lot of utility. Perhaps not as much scaling into right-click damage, but a ton of utility in the mid-game.
So this early smoke from Azure just to plop down some vision. XL Esports ended up mirroring the move. So just gonna have a nice normal start to the game here. Not too many shenanigans. So just bounty, bounty. A little bit of harass going out onto PYW, but nothing that he's going to take too seriously here. Should be fine.
Small Panda might decide to hunt him or not. It seems like he will not. So, yeah, I'm really interested in this top lane and how it's going to go. Because Drow needs a solid start.
Oh, nice. She might get it. They forced the TP out of... Ooh, that was close. PYW nearly died there, but with so little HP, still going to be tough for him to maintain himself in the lane.
Yeah, Crypt Swarm actually surprisingly strong now on level 1 even. It's kind of Small Panda.
Oh, he might actually die though. Small Panda taking a lot of damage. JT, can he close the gap? The Shadow Realm hit. Wolf be thrown out. But Small Panda able to outrun JT thanks to Ukyo putting in the Frost Arrows to slow down the Bristleback.
Yeah, he had sticks and the Fairy Fire used on DPs, so some resources definitely needed to be expended, but well worth it. This is one of those lanes where you always have to min-max everything versus that Prophet before she's level 2 at least.
We'll obviously be paying very close attention to how that lane pans out. Looking towards middle right now, Somnus versus the Queen of Pain. So far, Somnus is winning. I mean, it's Kunkka mid, right? So I'm not too surprised by seeing this.
He should be absolutely fine. Like a couple of bracers on him. Back in the day, it used to be 2. Right now, it's 1 bracer and phase boots. Can be 2 bracers, phase boots, magic wand as well. We'll see what he goes for, and also what the item build afterwards will be. Will it be some blade mail? I feel like this is a really good blade mail game. Can go for Radiance as well if he thinks he needs that extra scaling.
Yeah, Blade Mail sounds excellent. Death Prophet, Queen of Pain. Hell, even the Drow Ranger with the multi-shot. It's good stuff.
Yeah, but from my back is taking some serious beating. He even went for... I mean, it kind of did become a norm, right? Like 2 levels of Shadow Strike on the Queen of Pain.
Oh,
he's more.
That's a big courier kill. That was boots on the courier for Monet. On this Monkey King. I don't think there's kill threat onto him at the moment, but nonetheless, they can perhaps use that as an opportunity to put a little bit more pressure. But it is tough though, right? You're playing 2 melee heroes. They have Monkey, Ancient Apparition. Even without the boots, it's a bit tough to do anything here.
Absolutely. I think the boots were more of if Monkey gets them, it's easier for him to dominate you, but right now this isn't really a lane for Dire. They are able to kill X-Nova if he's out of position, but the Monkey King should not be possible. Like that just shouldn't be a kill. So yeah, killing those booties, that's just a bonus point for Excel Esports, but they're creep skipping anyway.
Laning is for losers. There's that entire situation. And so do have
that's one way to deal with the Monkey King, right? Just dodge him.
What build do you want to see from Monet in this? Just the usual Echo, some Aghanims.
I'm not even sure what you buy regularly now on position 1. This hero used to be mid lane, right, for a really long time. Recently, was picked up with Mjolnir very often, and then you just make plays, right, like some Mage Slayer Mjolnir or something like that. We'll see what he goes for. Right now, he's got Power Treads and Orb of Corrosion queued up. Just the laning items, the normal stuff. I haven't seen like a Battle Fury build in a long time. Even the Diffusal builds from the mid lane I haven't really seen very often, so...
Still a lot of time for him to figure that out. Right now, in terms of CS, XL Esports are finding themselves outclassed in all of the lanes. You know, somewhat similar to what we were seeing in the previous game. But as we know, it's all about what's going to start happening mid-game. Although this time around, Ukyo is playing Drow Ranger, right? Not necessarily a hero that can show up for these early fights in the same fashion as a Gyrocopter can.
Absolutely. This is a hero that doesn't really want to show up for the longest time. She wants to be hiding and farming Especially because she's playing into a Kunkka, right? And the Monkey King that can get into those backlines.
Oh.
No. Almost.
Oh. That was close. Might still want to go on him though. They have tag team available from this Tusk, and Somnus falling extremely low. Has a stick and a fairy fire. He pops both, but it's not going to be enough. Red Panda shows up, delivers the Crypt Storm, and finds the first blood. They do end up losing Catchu, but Red Panda is going to try and make this one a double. One more Crypt Storm is all he needs. PYW, is he going to get out of here?
No.
Red Panda! He doesn't. He waits until the last moment to make it as cool and as exciting as possible. The question is, can he get out of here? And the answer is yes. What an assassination in the mid lane.
That's massive. Keep in mind that Somnus, he used that X marks the spot to go base, to get back to the lane with full bottle, right? And to heal up.
JT, is he dead? Snowball onto him right now. He's trying to get himself denied by the Hellbear Smasher. And that attempt will be denied. He is killed off by Catchu.
I still feel like this mid lane is a completely different story to what happened last game. At least it's even this time around, with Queen of Pain winning the XP war at least. She's got a full wave under the tower.
XL Esports, my question now is, what's the role of this Void Spirit? So he's going to be going in for the Spirit Vessel. I'm really curious to see how he decides to play the first couple of engagements. You know, normally you want to get like maximum amount of experience from the mid lane. So since that experience will be delayed, we'll see how he approaches the game. At top lane, they're approaching Ukyo. They want to find the kill on the Drow. And here's Monet making the twin gate rotation. Dives on top of him with the monkey. They will find both of these heroes in the end. Nice moves from Azure.
Monet is playing the way that Ukyo was playing that last match, right? Like, he's the one making moves, he's the one making rotations, and it's so damn simple to do them with Monkey. And he is the one that will be buying Battle Fury, by the way, so okay. Position 1 Monkey King, of course, understandable, right? You get to scale just a tiny little bit harder with this item. X-Nova?
Should be dead here. Spirit Siphon, they don't even need the Crypt Swarm. Of course, Red Panda is on a killing spree. 3 heroes, but can they get more out of this? Butterfly Effect doesn't want to have wasted his time with this rotation. They even bring over Catchu as well. They want everything here. The Sonic Wave going forward. They almost killed. Oh my goodness. He came so close to dying, but Shadow Realm protects PYW long enough to get home. Snowball out onto JT, though. He doesn't have any allies anymore around him. And with the double damage on the Queen of Pain, they do secure that kill and also definitely secure the Wisdom Shrine.
Are you sure? Somnus is here. They need to go back in. Small Panda and Butterfly Effect. And they need another TP, I feel like, from Monet. Monet is TPing in.
Monet is coming. Here's a boat. Somnus, though, already falling extremely low. Monet arriving just in time. Can he help turn this fight around? He doesn't have Wukongs, but he does have some massive right clicks, able to deploy them and bring down Red Panda. They do lose the Kunkka, though, as he ticks out to the Shadow Strike of the Queen of Pain. Catchu held in position by the Dark Willow, throwing in that Curse Crown. Monet gets himself a double kill. They do manage, in the end, to defend that shrine, get it for X-Nova, but it does cost them the Kunkka.
Yeah, really good rotation from Monet. That was absolutely necessary. Without him,
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
they were just unable to kill off anyone.
Dire are scanning.
Well, on the bright side, SS got to soak up some of the space that was left behind on the lane, and Monet is completely vacated bottom, so this Void Spirit should be able to get a lot of farm there. But as the monkey moves top, that does signal the end of the laning phase for Drow Ranger. Time to go somewhere else, gang.
Radiant's bottom tower.
It's gonna take them a while, but they are gonna be able to find the top tier one. They brought Ukyo down. Okay, he's gonna secure this one. Almost has level 6 as well, so we'll start to get that bonus damage from the marksmanship.
It's the Void Spirit, right? Like, I feel like this is the hero that we haven't really seen involved in any of the fights. SS is playing basically the same way he played last game. X-Nova.
Oh, mid lane, they're going on to X-Nova. Free kill. The question is, do they stick around for more? Somnus, with the help of PYW, they did get some brambles out onto Red Panda. His Death Prophet is going to die here.
She's so
but in
tanky.
doing so, she creates a lot of space because, yeah, she's hella tanky. That took quite a while.
Yeah, Butterfly Effect does have his ult. They took down the tier 1 tower bot lane, and Void Spirit is around. I feel like SS has like this one-track mind where he needs Vessel to fight. Maybe he will join with Yearn alone. Let's see. He is moving mid.
He is indeed. They're also bringing in the TP from Red Panda. Ice shots onto Somnus. They're holding the Kunkka in. He doesn't have boats at the moment. Still very nice torrent onto the 2 support. They pull him back with the remnant. Somnus eats a full sonic wave and will end up dead. PYW hoping to try and get some revenge here, but everybody's a bit too tanky. Blood grenade thrown in by Red Panda. PYW trying to juke, trying to jive, but still will get brought down. SS on a double kill.
Yeah, even Monet is rotating back in to the mid lane. As a 3, he is still hidden, but this time around he doesn't manage really to get any counter plays, counter kills for his team.
Well, that's also the first movement, like you said, from the Void Spirit, and those kills enable him to pick up the Spirit Vessel heads up. So turns out getting these kills allows you to just get the items faster. Who knew?
And you get some charges on that Spirit Vessel that you just bought. What's the Death Prophet build, by the way, I wonder, on this 5? Is it going to be like some drums, Yules? He's got phases, not necessarily your number 1 position 5 build.
It's Red Panda. He can do what he wants. Whatever he deems to build, I'm going to think it's the right choice. Does have
Tower is under attack.
Lace and Fluffy Hat coming in on the courier, so
Radiant are scanning.
pretty strong clue as to what he's going to be building next. Down bottom, they're going for JT perhaps. They saw him underneath this Observer Ward. SS, of course, can reach forward with the Astral Step, but definitely doesn't want to have to do it unless strictly speaking necessary. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
We haven't seen them being able to get the level 6 on this Death Prophet just yet. Once they do, we can start to see them deploying the ghosts for some of these pushes to get some low commitment objectives on the map.
Yeah, they're moving across the map very nicely, though. They're finding a lot of farm on different heroes. And the way that they're moving as well, like the Drow being bottom lane, meanwhile they're smoking around towards the tier 2 tower, setting up wards. In comparison to what we've seen, when was it, 2 days ago? Excel Esports are playing a much better game of Dota today.
They went into the hyperbolic time chamber, and here they are. Older, wiser, definitely playing a lot more discipline. What are we waiting for? So we're getting this Blade Mail coming soon for the Queen of Pain. Bristleback wants Lotus. The Monkey, like you said, is getting the Battle Fury. Somnus also wants Blade Mail. And they're going on to Somnus, but they don't manage to get him inside the Eye Shards. But they'll just happily just take the tower. Like I was saying, low commitment usage of the ghosts.
Well, SS is behind. Maybe they can get more if he finds a target. He's their main initiating tool.
It doesn't seem like they will. This Bristleback for JT is soon going to go through the Twin Gate after he clears out this creep wave. Yeah, I don't think they catch him anymore.
He's not going yet.
This is... Oh, man. I keep forgetting how stressful it is to watch JT play Dota.
Yeah, instead he TPs to the tier 2 tower. I guess the reasoning is the lane is being pushed in. You know, like 90% that they're coming your way. And the top lane is being farmed by Monkey. So if you go top, you're just pushing your Monkey away. So it looks a little bit wonky that he TPs from his own lane to the same lane that he is in, but it does make sense.
Well, he did get the vision onto Ukyo, and they're chasing him down. Kunkka wants to be the one that finds the reveal. They get the X. Brambles are down as well. There's the Ice Blast connecting, but it gets dodged by the Snowball. Nicely done by this Tusk. Should be able to get Ukyo out of trouble. Monet has the Wukong's command dropped on the backside of the fight, which is going to bring down Red Panda. But the Wukongs will not last forever. Perhaps they re-engage right now with XL Esports. They have Sonic Wave on Butterfly Effect. SS jumping in onto Somnus, dragging him in with the Aether Remnant. And that's going to be a killing spree for SS. The rest of Azure beating a hasty retreat. They want to get the hell out of here. And they will be able to do so, but man, oh man, that's a fight that they wanted. They almost got the draw, but the snowball save from Catchu turns it all around.
It was just absolutely beautiful. He not only snowballs her, but he snowballs her to the hill, to the creeps up north, right? So she's away from the Wukong's command, and then he goes and body blocks any further aggression on Ukyo. Just, I'm impressed. That's a Blink Dagger as well for Tusk that he now has, so all of these plays will be even easier for him to make.
Yep. Remember, they also didn't commit the Sonic Wave from Butterfly Effect, so they're going to smoke up and try to do it somewhere. Let's see, where do they have vision? They might come across the AA as he's de-warding, but they really want to reveal the Blink on a bit of a juicier target. If Monet goes down, oh, stay in the trees. Please heed the wisdom of HY, Monet. Stay in the trees. X-Nova breaks the smoke. Will pay for it with his life, but manages to protect Monet in the process.
He was also in the trees, but yeah, the wrong altitude.
So Small Panda is actually going to be going for Yules into Glimmer Cape. As they find PYW, does have a TP out there. With the Shadow Realm, he should be A-okay.
Yep. When you're playing that Prophet as a core or as a support, your options are very similar. You just want to tank up and survive as much as possible in these fights, maybe get some utility. If pure HP is going to allow you to get that, you go for that.
Oh, mid lane, they're actually trying to get a play here onto the Void Spirit of SS. He's been hit with the Ice Blast, dragged back by the X marks the spot. And he does end up being brought down. That was quite sick, actually. Well done from Azure.
A very good kill. They're twin gating top. Now without Void Spirit, these fights are kind of difficult, I have to say.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Might still go on to JT though. They jump in. He's gonna get hit with the Sonic Wave, which actually pushes him out of the Ice Shard, but they still have enough in the tank to bring him down. We'll see about the re-engage though, as Azure, they want to take this fight. They drop the Bramble Maze and the Bedlam down, enabling them to kill off Tusk very, very quickly. Red Panda was trying to chase down X-Nova, but unfortunately he cannot keep it up. He's still so tanky. This is supposed to be a position 5, Lizard. Eventually, with the assistance of Monet, they find the kill, but man, oh man, they had to work for it.
They had to work for it, but XL Esports also had to work for their kills, right? Like, they just used Exorcism. It's a really long cooldown, by the way. 141 seconds. Where does that one? Ah, okay, I know. But 141 second cooldown on the Dead Prophet, like that you now don't have the Exorcism. And they used, of course, Sonic Wave to get rid of JT. Without the Vessel, without Void Spirit to turn him around, it's not an easy kill. But they do have Aghanims on Drow Ranger as well. So definitely some extra deeps coming from her.
I feel like that item is a pretty big deal. So we'll see where they can apply these hypothermia stacks. They're moving a line towards the bottom side of the map, and they're pinging it out as well. Do they want to stick around here? They actually might be gone on Terrorize onto this Drow Ranger. She's inside the brambles. Here comes JT as well, throwing in some of this damage. Will be a snowball save. They get the kill. Ice Blast flies through, and unfortunately, there's no secondary snowball. Tusk is gone, and so is the Drow Ranger. 2 for 1, hashtag worth. SS was thinking about coming in for the cleanup, but his team is like, hey, we don't know about this, guys. We don't know about this. The haste just finished for Butterfly Effect, so the fight should be over.
Yeah, they had some really good wards. that Small Panda is going to run into right now, so he's under vision too. And these wards basically allowed all of that to happen. This time around for Ketju, unfortunately, for the Tusk, the snowball was not that great. You get out of the rambles, then you get to go back into them, plus on top of the Ice Blast.
It was one of those where just limited play options for Ketju in that situation. He did his best.
Exactly. And you need some mobility or BKB on Drow. Either a Force Staff or a BKB is needed on Drow. We'll see what he goes for.
Yeah. I think the build is normally you go D-Lance, BKB, then you come back for the Pike. We'll see what priority is in that situation. As mid lane, Ice Blast onto this Death Prophet. This time around with the Ice Blast, not nearly as tanky.
Oh, he actually went for Glimmer. So he went for Glimmer instead of Yules. I feel like with Yules, you probably don't live there, but you can maybe counterplay. X-Nova.
X-Nova got jumped on. He's dead immediately. They do drop the Wukongs, which enables them to kill off Ketju. Butterfly effect was also within a bramble inside the Wukong.
Oh, he's X'd.
Just get out. SS going back in right now. Big resonant pulse. Butterfly effect. He blinked in, hoping for some kills, and he finds nothing but death. Now with the Terrorize going forward onto Triple S, the Torrent also throwing him into the air. He cannot escape this fight. He ends up going down. Red Panda respawns only to see his team in absolute shambles after that fight.
Yeah, Butterfly Effect got X-marked, by the way, so he was moved back into the river. He couldn't really escape. He tried to Sonic Wave them away before he got X-marked, but in any case, I feel like we're back to the situation where we had the Medusa, right? It's just Ukyo now on the Drow Ranger. XL Esports definitely have plays that they can make with Void Spirit, but they're just not combining their heroes that well right now. They're just taking some engagements 3 against 5, 3 against 4. There's always a numerical advantage for Azure, I feel like.
Yeah, we haven't really seen all of them playing together, right? Like with all the ultimates in tandem. So something they need to consider. Unfortunately, they're not going to have too much time to think because Azure are coming. They just picked up double BKB. One on the Monkey King, one on the Kunkka. There is no way they don't try to play aggressively with these items.
Absolutely, and the BKBs are so important on both sides. Whoever gets them first gets a huge advantage to take these next fights.
Ukyo's showing down bottom. This will be kind of scary. Monet is coming through the Twin Gate, perhaps. Okay, but they want the Tomi first. That's the bigger priority. If there wasn't a Tomi, I think they might have thought about it, but given the state of the game, you'd rather go for this.
Yeah, there's the Tormentor that's given to PYW. It's a good shard. And on top of that, you have a Lotus on Bristle now.
Funny enough, he actually had it 2 minutes ago, but they killed his courier that was carrying the final components.
Finally completed.
I love that he's going in for this Pipe of Insight as well next. Definitely will make a very big difference up against this damage from the Queen of Pain, from the Void Spirit, from the Death Prophet. And like you mentioned, XL Esports are playing in the 4 Protect 1 type of mode right now, so they probably have enough latitude to finish the pipe before too much aggression comes from XL.
Yeah, they're also itemizing into Yule Scepters quite a lot. Like everyone is buying Ketju going for Yules, Death Prophet going for Yules next. Actually, no, she switched it up. Okay, so she had it queued up. So she switches it for the Force Staff. It's going to be SS and the Tusk that go for it instead.
Death Prophet. Oh, actually gets really lucky. JT walked towards the left-hand side instead of heading up. Might have been able to get a cleaner initiation here. Both of them some brambles, still hit with an Ice Blast, and still killed. All right, never mind, doesn't make a difference. Now we have another tier 1 tower taken for Azure. It's a 5k net worth lead right now. And I must say, that script is looking a little bit fragile at the moment, Liz. Things are going like stupidly good for AR.
Absolutely. It's just smooth sailing, it feels like. They're getting one item after another. They're finding all the right and easy pickoffs. And maybe XL Esports have overcooked with the draft. We still have to wait and see. Drow is one of those scary, difficult heroes to push into top lane.
Nope. Gonna try and defend this tier 1 tower. They're not gonna allow X and or catch you to take it very easily. He's gonna TP out. No. PYW has the ults. They get the catch, and they are gonna find the kill. And crucially, defend the tower and still maintain map presence on the top side of the map.
Yeah, nice blink kills from PYW, of course, giving his team a lot of catch.
You know, that's actually one of those players. PYW, one of those players that he'll always be a streets won't forget type of player, right? He's so good, but for whatever reason, never really got the plaudits and the credit that he deserves. But in our heart, he's still there. Shout out PYW.
Absolutely. The Shadow Shaman, the Weaver plays, you know, like he's got a lot of position force that he is just incredible on. And whenever he plays these kind of heroes, like Dark Willow might not be that, but with this item build she definitely is. Like a hero that can blink in and initiate. I feel like he is very comfortable playing that kind of position.
JT secures another tier 1 tower here in this mid lane. So, or tier 2 tower top, excuse me. While they're pushing into the tier 2 tower mid. They're actually going to smoke up with the supports. JT is going to join them. Let's see if they can find a decent wrap, but Kunkka's not there. They might not need him though if they can get on top of Red Panda. And indeed, Kunkka just comes in for the bonus, though. Wants to just hang out with the boys. But Monet supplied the damage, is now wicked sick on his Monkey King.
Yeah, Red Panda had an amazing start, but everything after is not that great. That's the problem with the hero as well. I feel like that Prophet is the kind of hero that truly does need to get a lot of farm, and she needs to continuously scale.
Jure on the high ground with an Aegis in tow for the Monkey King. Bristleback, Lotus Orb, Pipe of Insights, Essence Ring. Good luck, good luck, good luck. But they're not going to push their luck too much, not going to push the advantage. They'd rather force through bottom, keep all the waves pushed in, and get the final tier 2 with this Aegis.
Yeah, Ukyu is just buying himself some time, trying to get to... I'm not sure he's going to be able to TP now. Monkey's on him.
Oh no. Well, he finished his BKB. That's what matters. That's what matters. Got the item. Ice Blast might not land flush, but it's not even necessary. Within the Wukong's command, there is no escape for the Drow. But she bought out. That happened 10 seconds earlier. Would have been a catastrophe, but it just sucks now, you know?
He went for that one extra wave because he needed that gold for the BKB. That's completed. I thought he was going to do it from fog, you know, just multi-shot from the trees and TP out, but yeah, he showed himself mid lane.
Butterfly effect. Playing very close to the sun here. Did not want to pop the BKB, but Red Panda bailed him out with the Glimmer Cape force off. Unfortunately, that means that these items are not available for the Death Prophet herself. So as she ends up dead, that's a killing spree now for JT on his Bristleback.
They're splitting the map nicely though, buying themselves some more time. Top lane SS does take down the tier 1 tower. The good old rat plays are here.
Shout out Catju. He's gonna die for this, but he took away Somnus's AC.
Good blink.
Oh, is he out? No way.
He might
dude.
be.
Is he that good? Is he a god gamer? Well, he is a god gamer, but it turns out PYW is also a god gamer, so they find him.
It did cost them this ward, right? Like they had to plant the cliff ward to scout him out where he's TPing from.
Probably I'll still take it if I'm him. We delay the AC, so that's a win. I think that's the name of the game right now for XL Esports. Delay. Whatever you can do to just delay and buy time, you gotta do it.
What do you think about the shard on Void Spirit, by the way? The rotating one. That gives true sight.
Dude, I love it, actually. It's one of my favorite shots, just because it looks so ridiculous. It looks like the game is bugging out. Just like, what the hell? I think it's fine in like some of these more chaotic team fights, right? So that the Void Spirit just gets to drop the Ether Remnant. Doesn't have to be super concerned about like, if I don't get the right target to start the fight off with, we have nothing.
And creeps as well, right? Like you don't have to worry about creeps as much.
Yeah. We smoke up right now, XL Esports. want to try and make a fight happen. The Aegis is only going to expire in 2 seconds. Can they kill him afterwards?
No, they did too fast.
Too fast, and now they get 3 hero comboed. Both Ice Blast, Boundless Strike, they're all dead. The only one alive is Ukyo trying to run away as Red Panda got assassinated by the rest of the crew. He's gonna BKB TP. Bro, having to pull the Nightfall on your own high ground is diabolical work, but it had to be done. 4 heroes in the grave, and they get absolutely nothing.
Did they not expect to kill him that fast? I guess that's the reason, right? Like, they jumped him, bam, they killed him in an instant. All they had to do is wait 1 extra second. Just 1 second and that monkey is not coming back. Ay, they even smoked at the right time. They waited. You know, like, you're waiting for the right items, you're waiting for the ages to expire. This was that one fight that you take the game with. Well, I mean, you don't win the game, but maybe you turn it. Maybe you make it a bit easier for yourself.
Well, they're still gonna try though. Blink in from the Tusk, going towards Monet, who no longer has an Aegis, but does have BKB. He's inside Wukong, trying to fight back. SS gonna be forced away from the Wukongs, as on the other side of the fight, they take out Kaiju. Monet, as his BKB expires, he needs to run away from this fight. He can't do it. Butterfly Effect chases him with the Queen of Pain. So they finally get the monkey, but they do lose the lane of Rax. Let's see if they can catch anybody else here. SS jumps to the low ground at the Astral Step, but Somnus juked him through the trees. No vision for the Aether Remnant.
Yeah, SS tried to go for more, but Butterfly Effect was already farming the camp. He was already back to farming creeps. So they lose a side. Kaiju also buybacks, Cloud buybacks, right? So you lose the side and the buyback. But you do get a 9 times kill streak from Monet. 1,000 gold for the pop.
Oh, but the Drow Ranger, though, is maybe not in a happy place right now. Forces to pop his BKB. Tusk comes in, buys him some time. They go onto the Dark Willow and they kill her off with the multi-shot. And a mega kill streak ended as well, so that's another 1,000 gold going the way of XL Esports. Big Ice Blast, though, lands flush, but nobody's low enough to actually shadow from it.
Drow Ranger is ticking really damn low, but should survive.
She also picked up a Hurricane Pike off the back of all of these engagements, so she has a way to get herself out of trouble right now, doesn't need to rely on the Death Prophet anymore.
Yeah, the man got 1,000 gold off of that one fight. It literally completed his item build for now. X-Nova is scouted here.
That he is, and they have many, many ways to be able to track him down. So, quick kill on to catch you there. What can you do? No way to escape.
He was the one trying to make the move, actually. He's the one going for X-Nova, but good thing that Ukyo was a bit slow to connect, as he probably would have died as well. He had no BKB TP this time around. They do not have Tusk for 40 seconds, so this should be a free Tormentor, I believe, for Azure.
Do you like the Drow building Mantadix?
It's a pretty good item on her. It's just a lot of bonus damage. I'm not really sure what the exact Manta component will do. I mean the active. There are some brambles that you can get rid of. Some nice dispels, but nothing that insane. But overall, it's a lot of stats. Diadem is now part of it again, so it's not bad.
I mean, if you're a god gamer, you can dodge Terrorize with it and Ice Blast. I believe in you, Ukyo. You can do it, bro. As Azure, they're gonna smoke up. They don't like how things have been going recently. They want to reassert themselves as the dominant force on the map. Taking the outpost away.
PYW is almost level 18, and he almost has a full Wind Waker.
Damn.
Basically, after this camp, he should have it.
Turns out the greedy Essence Ring has paid off for him. I mean, SS is only marginally more net worth than the Dark Willow right now. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, this Rosh should be roaring, but yeah, they can't contest this. They just can't get there. And even if they got there, I feel like it's a bad fight. They need to fight on the high ground.
Aegis now taken by Monet. And to make matters even worse, the next push will involve a Roshan's banner.
Yeah, Roshan's banner, Aegis, and if they wanted to wait, Monkey King could complete his Skadi, by the way. Just needs an extra 1,500-ish gold. Just gonna have it after this ancient camp.
Okay, so with the Skadi, DP dies a lot faster. Well, there's a bright side to all of this. At least in XL, we didn't buy any lifesteal items, so you can't take that away from us. This monkey's also crazy over-leveled. Level 20 right now, but a Boundless Strike crit talent for himself. Man, with this rated Shiv as well, he is going to hurt in these next fights.
Oh, absolutely. Together with the AC on Kunkka and the nullifier that he's got.
Very scary map to play right now for XL. What do you do here? Like, can you know that the fight's gonna come, right? How do you think they should initiate the next engagement when they have to defend?
It would be the best if you could somehow eliminate the supports first, right? Like with the Void Spirit getting into the backlines. You just have to keep the Drow safe. As simple as that, I feel like. Keep her as back from the fight, out of the Wukong's command. It would be really nice if you could get to the Aghanims on Tusk. Like, Agh's Tusk kind of changes the way the game is played, as it allows you to reposition anyone on Azure, but most importantly, Monkey King. He's very far away from it, though.
Oh, thank goodness. Ukyo changed his build. I think my problem with the Manta, we didn't have time to talk about it. I just feel like he needs more damage. He needs to be able to burst these heroes in the small windows of opportunity, and they almost bursted the Monkey King. Monet having to use the defensive Boundless Strike with the Aghanim shot to escape that engagement. You know, you were mentioning how in the previous fight, when they took away the Aegis, that they killed him a little bit too fast. I don't think XL expected that they do that much damage that quickly. I think if they knew they had a realistic chance of killing him, they might have committed a bit more, but it's still good enough for now to buy more time.
Yeah, they surprised themselves, I guess, a little bit with that amount of damage. They are getting some more. Queen of Pain, some more right-click, some more utility with the Nullifier next in store for her.
Butterfly effect, butterfly effect, butterfly effect is not dead. But he's still being chased at the moment. He does have a BKB, he's gonna have to use it. Actually gonna maybe try to take away this Aegis from Monet. He's not gonna manage to do so, however. Takes the safe option, just TP's out. Kind of a scary moment to be in. Takes nerves of steel to pull off that play there.
Yeah, he's very lucky that Kunkka wasn't nearby, because you can still X-mark through the BKB. And once the BKB expires in the fountain, you're still brought back, so... A bit of luck, but also a bit of knowledge that Somnus has no mobility items, so he can't really get there that quickly.
Well, he's here now, though, and this fight could be the one that determines a lot. XL Esports, they need to get back into the base and back to safety. Ukyo
Monet
was scouted by Monet. Throws back a couple right clicks of his own, but no one's getting caught just yet.
Yeah, Monet used everything, all of his mobility spells, so that was actually an opportunity for XL, but of course, Aegis is there.
They go in Wukong's command right now, making sure that it covers the push into the tier 3 tower. They want the second lane of racks. They also get the drag back onto Drow. Tusk jumped into a stun, was hoping to save Ukyo's life, but instead just guarantees both of their deaths. SS goes in, very big resonant pulse, but without the Drow, they just don't have the damage right now. Monet still with life number 1, looking forward towards butterfly effect. They catch him, nullifier out onto him as well, and he should be in a lot of trouble. They're buying so much time for him, but it might not be enough. Eventually, JT is able to clean him up. Monet with the Yule Scepter out onto this Void Spirit. Void held in position with the root. Catch you brought back, but just gonna die back. He's gone. The game is done. GG, well played is called, and we have our first game 3 of the qualifiers on the road to the international.
Yeah, gotta admit.
Drag you back, having to worry about chaotic offerings, rolling thunders, and the like. I'm not so sure they can pull it off, but we shall see. And they don't have another option. So, Liz, what do you think? Which team is going to win our first game 3?
I feel like we have probably the closest 2 drafts that we've had so far. I completely get your reservations when it comes to DP mid, but I think also you might be underestimating just how strong this hero is right now. And she's really strong. So I think I have a bit more faith in the Butterfly Effect, even though he cannot maybe make moves constantly on the map. I still think with the Spirit Collector facet, this hero is very funky. You get yourself an early Aghanims, perhaps. You have Abaddon to protect you. We'll see.
Azure looking for a first blood here. They're smoked up. Who's going to go and break the smoke? So the Abaddon breaks the smoke on the Pangolier, which gives the game away. Not a moment too soon, because they were coming for that wraparound from Azure. Nice read from XL Esports to get out of trouble.
The old teams have become so damn good at dodging these first bloods. Like, you very rarely see them happen.
Oh. It's going to be a normal trade on these bounties.
Actually, not 3 bounties.
No, 3-1.
Yeah. If they pick them up, actually, you might be right. Xnova didn't go for it. Monet might scout it. No, they won't scout the top bounty. So 2-1.
They want to make it fair, bro.
Yeah.
They're like, if we get 3, that's a bit too much of a lead, so. Now we are going to kick things off. Somnus middle versus Butterfly Effect. What does this lane look like right now, especially with all the changes that DPS undertook since she sort of left the meta? What do we expect to happen mid?
I expect Butterfly Effect to do well. We'll see. Even into Pango, like, you have some ability, like, you can get away. But Spirits, like Crypt Swarm dealing 100 damage level 1 was quite a big of a buff for a spell that you can just spam, you know, it costs 80 mana. It deals more damage than the mana it costs.
What is the name of that old DP passive again? Witchcraft.
Yeah. It's still there, it's just an innate, right?
Yeah. It's not as fun as it used to be. I like seeing the tooltip. Down bottom. We have a little bit of a skirmish between JT and PYW, but it ends relatively quickly. They all realize that we don't actually want to hit each other. We want to hit the creeps right now.
Yeah, I love how you are an enjoyer of these spells that were literally ignored. Or maybe not ignored, but were just annoying to level. You know, like, you have to take it, but it's just like a passive that gives you movement speed. Woohoo!
Yay! Hey man, movement is a broken mechanic in Dota.
Yeah, you gotta move usually. That's true, it is broken. Nerf movement, please.
So, PYW on the Spat Rider, obviously assisting the Kunkka. Is this going to be a blade mail game for the Kunkka, given that they're playing into Death Prophet TA?
I think maybe it's not the best blade mail game ever. So maybe some utility from the Kunkka instead. But it's also a decent blade mail game. Like, if you don't know what else to buy, just buy blade mail. You won't miss. You'll find some use out of it. Like you said, there's DP if nothing else.
Said DP is winning the CS battle, of course, against Somnus, as you predicted. Looking quite nice. And it's Death Prophet. She has her bottle already. She's going to stay very topped up for the remainder of the laning phase, unless they bring in multiple heroes to try and gank her.
Yeah, meanwhile, Somnus is just suffering, right? Like, he's constantly on 10%.
He actually might
even die here, yeah.
Yeah, okay. You have to use the Fairy Fire, sip a bottle, and use the Magic Stick. Does stay alive, but approaching this lane right now feels a bit complicated.
So important that Butterfly Effect has this high ground ward. It's giving him all the info to spam Crypt Swarm. Because this lane, it's much easier, it's much more even than it looks like at the moment. Like, one misstep from Butterfly Effect, if he's on 50% HP, he can get blown up. He doesn't really have a lot of HP to work with.
Oh, Somnus has to ferry in additional regen, brings herself. Bottom Ukyo just farming. This is TA after all. She is losing the CS battle to JT though. I mean, doing a good job in manipulating where these lanes meet so that JT has always a decent advantage in the CS department. How are things going in the top side of the map right now? Somnus just picks up a water rune, chilling. Everybody just farming, man. You know, one of the reasons I wanted Game 3 is this always happens when you have a series that goes to Game 3, right? Game 1 and 2 can be bombastic. People are trying to do the most in the lanes. And then when the reality of elimination sinks in, you cool down the temperature Game 3. Let's just extend the laning phase for as long as possible.
Yeah, you see everyone becomes a bit more conservative. PYW does get the kill. This, you know, in some other patch probably doesn't happen. Like Bat Rider does not get a kill on Abba, but right now Bat is stoked. So
well, they might get another kill actually. Torrent will fly out onto Ukyo. X-Nova is here as well. Threw out the Shadow Word onto Ukyo. They really would like to find that kill, but with Red Panda showing up, he has the aphotic shield. They can protect the TA.
They're doing really well in this lane though. Like JT is almost uncontested. 30 last hits against 21 of Ukyo. PYW is free to roam even. Like you can leave the Skunka alone.
Yep. Well, that movement from the Bat also, they were thinking about diving the gyrocopter, the Centaur on them, but as soon as they saw the Bat Rider, they're like, well, that's over. Let's try to do different things. As we see Kachu making his way towards middle to hide in the trees. He's hoping to try and assassinate Somnus here. There's a support on the other side as well. There's the Hex. Shackles are out. Butterfly effect. Doesn't have boots, so can't catch up in time. That is so unfortunate.
Yeah, he has no boots and he also had no mana. No mana for Exo at least, so he needed to wait a little bit longer. Now he has it, and if he gets a good rune, this could be a mid-tier 1 tower. If he doesn't get it, it's going to be really good for Somnus. He gets a good rune. Not the best, but...
Somnus still staying alive. Has managed to waste quite a bit of their time. Flashbacks of Game 1 when multiple heroes were trying to kill him, and he managed to prevent that from happening. This time around, he's just mostly, it's not even about his own life, it's preventing DP from approaching the tower with the ghosts.
Yeah, it's very similar to game number 1, just in opposition, right? Like he's playing the one defending the tier 1 tower instead of trying to take it like he was with the Dragon Knight. Butterfly effect will be moving top, it seems like, instead.
Okay. They have been scouted. There's an observer that saw them moving.
Yeah, it's very similar to game number 1, just in opposition, right? Like he's playing the one defending the tier 1 tower instead of trying to take it like he was with the Dragon Knight. Butterfly effect will be moving top, it seems like, instead.
Okay. They have been scouted. There's an observer that saw them moving in this direction. So Gyrocopter and them, they know about this, and they immediately head towards the Twin Gate. They want no part of these ghosts, so Butterfly Effect will be free to utilize them to try and secure the tower.
Ukyo, though.
Oh, Ukyo. They have X marks the spot as well. Ukyo not going to get out of this one. Monet right on top of him. They have the rocket barrage. They pierced through the refraction. Ukyo is doing his best. The Stampede, though, bailed him out of trouble. Shout out to our boy SS for keeping him alive.
They also had no detection, by the way.
Wait, what?
So yeah, they had no detection. He probably could have just melded, and that's it. I double-checked. No one was carrying anything yet.
Well, they swap towers. Butterfly Effect gets the one on top. Monet gets the one on bottom. Ghosts were committed for that, though. So Azure actually have an opportunity to try and make a play happen onto her, knowing that they won't have either Ghost or Stampede for a little while longer.
Yeah, no Ghost, no Stampede. You've got Rolling Thunder. I believe there's only one Black Grimoire on Warlock, so not enough for him to get his level 6 right now.
Man, Somnus took a beating net worth-wise, bro. Yeah, that's tough. That's really tough.
It happens, right? Like you're playing into DP, you're forced to basically sit next to your tower and wait for the creeps to arrive, if any arrive, and then ferry out so much region. It tends to look exactly like this.
JT is indeed going for the blade mail. So that's going to be his first protocol. But for XL Esports, despite not having access to the Ghost, they want to smoke up on the map. Shadow Shaman heading off with Butterfly Effect. They did just get the Stampede back online, so they could try to utilize it in some fashion. JT is the one they went first. They find their Hex. They have Ukyo right there to supply the right-click damage. And this should be a straight-up kill onto JT. What? Wait, what? Okay. I mean, he died, but they had to use the Stampede for it.
Yeah. It wasn't as clean as they maybe could have made it, but still, they get the kill. That's important. JT was pretty massive, by the way. As much farm as the carry on XL Esports, so.
Speaking of that carry, how is she doing? Going for the D-Lance here. What are we thinking this game? D-Lance Blink or D-Lance Deso Blink?
Yeah, I feel like D-Lance Deso could be alright.
Oh, top lane. Shang-Chi has been caught out. He does get a very nice 2-hero storm, but man, they are going to kill him, but they have to work for this one. Yet again, 2 ultimates were required to make a kill happen, but given that it's a Shang-Chi Centaur, definitely worth it.
Yeah, and another Grimoire charge for X-Nova, plus he snatches haste, so a couple of really nice plays by him. Always in the right position.
This mid-tier 1 tower still very healthy for Somnus and the boys. And they could maybe force some heroes to have to go back to this mid lane. Bottom, speaking of having to go back somewhere, JT might be getting sent back to the fountain, but thankfully there's not enough heroes in from Excel, so he just walks it off.
Absolutely not. Last time they had Shadow Shaman and Dead Prophet, and they barely killed him, so... Abba and TA, at this point of the game at least, they can zone him a little bit, but that's it. By the way, Atos on Butterfly Effect, that's what he's buying.
Okay. This used to be like one of the builds, right, back in the day? We went for this Atos. You went what? It used to be like Atos Shivas, if I remember correctly. Sometimes you'd go Bloodstone. What do you make of it in this game here?
So, I think the reasoning behind the Atos is, like, you can buy it because you have Abaddon, right? But Abba really has to be on point. Like, small red panda, he needs to be positioned properly to use that Aphotic Shield to save the DP once she gets gone on. Because the moment they see this Atos, it's basically painting a target on DP's back. It's good, though, for aggressive moves, of course, if you can utilize it.
Somnus, it feels like, has... This is his map. His entire map is just this narrow corridor leading to the tier 1 tower. He's been in the same position for like 3 minutes now. They're bringing in the gyro. Looks like they might want to fight, but unfortunately, they can't find anybody to start a fight off on. Unless they smoke, and indeed they do.
Yeah, it was a cool rotation, trying to TP when minute 12 runes are spawning. If DP goes in, if the rune spawns, maybe they get killed this time around. They just smoke, but TA is TPing in.
Oh no, what a time to be alive. She TPs into this. The Chaotic Offering gets dropped down. She's in the X marks. Rolling Thunder committed as well. She is just gone. And to top it all off, the stacks that she wanted to farm is being taken right now by Monet with the Flak Cannon. PYW able to cliff Butterfly Effect on this Death Prophet. Will be able to TP down at the very least. No, he doesn't. They hit him with the X-Marks. He's stuckless. He can't go anywhere. At the very least, though, his supports are going to try and avenge his honor by catching up and killing X-Nova. But man, oh man, that is unfortunate. You lose your TA, you lose all the stacks, you get your DP cliffed, and yeah, you get 2 supports in the opposite direction, but does not feel worth it.
Give me some from Wuthering Heights or House on the Haunted Hill or something like that vibes. Spooky lady screaming at you, ghost lady screaming at you from the cliff. She's farming the ancients though. That's something at least, honestly.
Oh god, this is so funny. Well, you do what you can with the cards you're dealt.
Yeah, this is the correct attitude in life, you know? When life puts you on a cliff,
You start farming ancients.
yeah, farm some dragons.
Does nobody have any ironwood branches they can give him?
Can we have Scooby-Doo lift up that mask that she's wearing? Is it Arteezy underneath?
Okay. Finally can TP again. And she's out. At least you get some experience from the Wisdom Shrine, so that's something. Well, Azure, of course, will walk away primarily just happy with how much gold they got from Monet and how much gold they denied to the Templar Assassin, who is still farming. She is going to go for Blink Deso. Blink after the Deso is what I mean to say. Top lane, Shang-Chi getting gone on again. Don't know if they can do this one. And there's a tier 1 tower in front of them, so it does feel like a very dangerous approach. Somnus was actually thinking about utilizing the Rolling Thunder. They forced out the Stampede, and he got silenced at the last moment, so he does not end up able to find the kill.
Yeah, they're really not utilizing Stampede aggressively at all so far. Besides that one Kunkka kill on bot lane, it's been mostly just to run back. And I don't think that they are that weak at the moment, like especially when Golem is used and stuff. Like you have Blade Mail Vanguard Centaur, he's more or less ready to fight. You've got your Dezo now almost completed on Ukyo, I guess, and that's what you're waiting for.
Unfortunately, they just got a Aghanim Scepter on the Gyrocopter now. So he didn't do what a lot of Gyros have been doing in recent times, stopping over for the Chrysalis. Just went straight for the Ags. Panda taking a bit of damage here, goes into the ultimate. At the same time, they might be able to kill off everybody else around him. PYW with the leash onto the Shadow Shaman, not good enough. Still ends up dead. JT trying to escape away from these heroes. He knows they're chasing him. He knows they have these ghosts going. And they blink forward. TA slows him down. Shadow Shaman shackles him up. And he is still alive though, because an amazing golem gets dropped down right behind him. It's going to open up the fight. That with the Fatal Bonds and this Rolling Thunder from Somnus enables them to get a double kill for the Pango. And he might be able to pick up a third. We see Catch You end up dead. X-Nova stole the streak, but who cares? 3 heroes die and JT gets out.
SS mid lane.
He actually might be the 4th one added to the kill list here, and it looks that way. He will Stampede. Flame Break pushes him back. Somnus
so slow, though.
Keeping up with him. He slowed him down to a crawl. Hit him with the inhibit. Finish him off with the Firefly. And they get a tier 1 tower to boot. Azure Ray will not be denied here in game 3.
Oh, man, this fight was so unfortunate for Excel Esports. Like, they tried to get an extra kill on the Kunkka, and it looked like they might get him, but there was no damage. Like, they still didn't have the Desolator on TA. That was the issue. Now Ukyo has it completed. It was actually flying out on the Courier. If that Courier delivers it 30 seconds earlier, I feel like maybe they can kill Kunkka fast enough, but it's still such a dangerous affair to play into when you know that there's a chaotic offering on the other side. Kunkka, all he needs to do is just stand up front and bait, right? Like, he is the ultimate bait in this game.
Yep. With that Blade Mail as well. I mean, Blade Mail, double bracer, phase boots. He hit himself with the Polywalk Charm. He's out here. Tough to kill. And the big issue, though, losing the TA again. Normally, after you pick up your Desolator, you want to be able to rise as fast as possible till you get to the blink, but it might end up being delayed here in this game. Another crucial death for the Templar.
Yeah, and what are the other items on their side they're getting? Like, there's a Yules on DP, which is actually not going to be completed. He just switched it up for Kaya. So Kassange, I suppose. No, never mind. And now BKB. So he's really switching up all the items. He's not sure what he wants. That kind of worries me because, like, what I've seen from DPs recently is, like, if you get an Axe early, you become quite a foe to deal with, you know? A fearsome DP. This Rod of Atos on the other side, on the other hand, yeah, it gives you some catch, but I don't think they lack that much catch. Like, you have a Centaur, you have Shadow Shaman as well.
Have another pause coming in from JT here. Death Prophet, okay, seems to have locked in on getting the BKB. PYW, what are we going to get from the Bat Rider? 4-staff next. Okay, nice standard stuff from the position 4 Bat. Has he performed according to expectations of this hero?
For a position 4 Bat, absolutely. Like, he did well enough. His laning impact was quite high. Like, he allowed Kunkka to absolutely win bot lane. His rotations were good, lassos were all right. It's just another one of those heroes that I feel like are a really strong core at the moment. And that are probably better on a core role, but when you're playing into Abaddon, it's all right to relegate the hero and demote it.
Shadow Shaman wandering around mid. Level 8, so not able to get to level 10 just yet. Butterfly Effect almost has, okay, he has gone back to commit for the ult, and he actually bought out some of the items. So he will have it very shortly after killing a creep or two. But the fight might come before he's ready, because Somnus trying to chase down Red Panda. There's going to be the lasso. Immediately gets dispelled, but he walks into the JT spells and presumably will be in some danger unless they bail him out with the Stampede, which they do. Okay.
Big commitment on both sides, right? You use both, you use Flaming Lasso, Stampede on the other side, of course.
T1 tower now being sieged upon. Ukyo here with the Desolator, very close to having the Blink Dagger. Killing the tower will give him that gold. And looks like Azure, like you said, because they committed that boat, they committed the lasso, there's no way to halt this push. And they're thinking about just going for the Roche right now. And Mass Serpent Ward's committed as well as the Exorcism. And Azure, they're not really in position to contest this. The Pango is quite far away. He's TPing in right now, but he's too late.
This is absolutely massive. There's a Golem and Rolling Thunder, and they still won't be able to contest it, really?
Oh my goodness. JT, he poked in just to see what's happening, but he exits back immediately to safety. XL Esports get away with murder there. They don't lose a single person. Nobody even gets jumped on the way out. This is wonderful for them.
Yeah, and keep in mind, you did all of this versus a team with massive team fight. Yeah, sure, they use the boat, they use the lasso, but still, they have Gyro, they have Warlock, they have the Pangolier. Like, this team, every single one of these heroes is team fight oriented. So, really cool from XL. Now they have to find a way to just buy themselves some time, right? Until the Exo is back up. At least I think they shouldn't be fighting until that happens.
UIW and the gang looking towards bringing down this Tommy. They'll just deward the area right quick. And Monet has BKB practically already. So BKB Axe with the Falcon Blade. Still lacking some of the damage output that'll characterize as Gyro later, but we're definitely getting there. UIW just hiding in the trees. He sees Ukyo, and since his team has already vacated the area, he wants nothing to do with this. Just wants to get out safely.
Is this a tier 2 for tier 2 trade right now? I wonder. Let's see. X-Nova is in a position to set things up. He's scouted though.
Yeah. Did get out the Fatal Bonds onto the creep wave at the very least. However, the Sea Dragon is still very healthy. Red Panda will drop Aphotic Shields on it. But now that JT comes in, We'll see if they can
Oh, the
punish
rock.
here. They drop the rock, but it misses. Ukyo managed to blink out of that one. This is unfortunate. Somnus even committing the rolling forward. He hits him once, hits him twice. Where is the team though? Ukyo about to have Blink back online with the refraction. There's the refraction. There's a Photic shield, but he can't get out. They do find the necessary damage. Ghost though coming in from the Death Prophet. She wants to turn this fight around. They start things off on the Backrider, and he's already gone. JT now realizing that this is not a place he wants to be. He's trying to run away. So is Somnus and the Gyrocopter. It looks like Gyro will escape, but Somnus will not. The Rod of Atos of Butterfly Effect proving its value as they find the kill on the Pango. They get the connection onto JT with the shackles, the hook stop, the right clicks from Ukyo. And beforehand, they did not have the Desolator. This time they do. A double kill for Butterfly Effect and a massive team fight for XL Esports.
What a mess from Azure. Like, they have so many teamfight capabilities and they wasted them one after another. Like the rock, the boat, the way that they started the fight off was so wrong on so many ways. Like, you're going on a TA that's sitting right next to the Abaddon, and you see the Abaddon, right? So you cannot go on the TA. Like, the combos are going to be broken one way or another. Yeah, just a very unfortunate series of mishaps from Azure, and a very good series of mishaps from Azure for XL Esports.
That fight gives the Templar Assassin her Hurricane Pike. It finishes the Aether Lens for the Shadow Shaman. It also put Death Prophet at level 15. She got the Crypt Swarm cooldown talent, and we've already been seeing how much work the Crypt Swarm has been doing in these fights, so even more to deal with by Azure. And crucially, you know, you were wondering about like what JT might end up holding this game, right? He's still going for the Shivas. Like, there's nothing in between right now. There's a lot of dead gold sitting on the Kunkka. So his effectiveness is not really fully being felt, especially if he misses his boats.
Yeah, just the Ags. Blade Mail into Shiva's. PYW is in.
Oh,
Lasso.
nice catch. But Abaddon is right there. Red Panda immediately gets the Dispel, and PYW doesn't get killed. Monet in the middle of things right now. They're looking towards Ukyo. Does have JT with him. They actually turn around and they caught Somnus. Somnus ends up dead on the low ground in front of the secret shop. He has to deal with that newly upgraded Crypt Swarm, and he does not like it. He gets killed. Ukyo putting pressure onto Monet. JT, nice torrent to at least halt the progression a little bit. But nonetheless, that's two heroes dead. No buyback for Somnus.
Yeah, they're forcing things once again without all the spells. And PYW was so unlucky there. He jumps in, gets insta-rooted by the Ancient Creep, by the way. Like, so he couldn't even move back. In any case, the lasso was about to be dispelled anyway. Red Panda was in the best position possible to do that.
X marks the spot onto Ukyo. Oh, his age has just expired, but unfortunately, the move comes as he's able to blink away. So first lane of Rax going the way of XL Esports. And here in Game 3, Liz, they're showing that Game 1 win was not a fluke. That they could have ones actually that should have been able to make this 2-0.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm wondering, Azure, the way they fought the triangle fight, PYW initiating with the lasso, it made me think that Ukyo didn't have Aegis, by the way. And then it expires afterwards, and I'm like, ah, okay, never mind. So even if they got on him, like even if they lassoed him, that's still kind of a losing fight, I think. He doesn't have a BKB, but he has an Abaddon.
Now he also has a Chrysalis, just brought in from the courier. Thank you very much. I hope you tipped him. So Deso with 8 charges, Hurricane Pike, Blink, Chrysalis. Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit scary. Like, it's still playable right now, but we are getting to that territory where she can like 1 or 2 shot this Warlock.
Absolutely. A lot of big items on their side. Shivas will be next on that Prophet, and she's entering this territory where she's a hard kill as well. No BKBs on XL, by the way, on any of their heroes.
Oh man, that's how I want to qualify for TI, bro. I want to win the last game not buying a single BKB. It's like, who needs it? That item is for noobs.
It's definitely a statement.
Kunkka
JT
is dead.
Oh, he's caught.
Almost got out. Almost got out. But Catchu says no. Hare boss. You're going to stay right where you are. The tidal wave will, you know, make them work harder for this one. But unfortunately, there's a lot of ATOS from Butterfly Effect. Here he comes in with the Spirit Siphon. And JT, I don't care how tanky you are, my friend. Eventually, you will fall.
Yeah, he wasn't able to use the fleet fast enough. Maybe if he uses the fleet, he wastes a little bit more of their time because he's tankier. But yeah, was unable to do so. Roche still not able to respawn, so Kunkka will be up for that upcoming fight. Are they just gonna high?
Looks that way. Looks that way. Here they are. Tier 3 tower, 15 seconds, no Kunkka. How far can they get? They force out the glyph. UIW waiting in the wings, and there's the mass serpent wards. They should at least be able to get the tier 3. The question is, how much more do they get? PYW and the gang, they go forward. Immediate dispel. Once more, Ukyo is out. Somnus with the Rolling Thunder, only able to connect on the Centaur, but look how much right-click damage he takes from the TA. He's already forced out of the fight. They do have Chaotic Offering. Gyrocopter doesn't have the cooldown though. Tidal Wave pushing Shang-Chi closer in towards all of these heroes, but he just activates the Blade Mail, stands his ground, and creates space for Butterfly Effect and Ukyo to finish off the racks. There's the Stampede to get out. And XL Esports playing some excellent Dota right now.
Yeah, this is just absolutely insane. There's nothing that Azure can actually do, the way it looks like, at least. Maybe the lasso should have been instantly followed by Somnus rolling, right? And then one of you can control the Abaddon, the other can take the target out. But that's so difficult to actually execute. And XL Esports, they're most of the time or almost always in the right position, especially with the Abaddon.
I will be honest, Liz, from the first game we saw of XL Esports, I was convinced they were going to be one of the first teams eliminated. I didn't think they had it in them to even play this level of Dota, let alone against Azure. And yet here they are, 9k gold lead ahead in game 3, elimination game no less.
Who did they lose to, by the way? Do you remember? The first series was clean against them, I'll check.
I don't remember.
Roche, right? Yeah.
Roshan falling a little bit low. Azure, they know that this is happening, and they do not want to repeat the mistake they made earlier where they gave it up for free, essentially.
Yeah, it's tier laments that won against them, by the way, so... How strong are tier laments, actually? Now that makes me wonder, you know, because they did just 2 Oichi gaming.
Yeah, exactly. But it always happens like this in China, right? There's a couple of teams that everyone expects to do really well, and then there's 1 or 2 sleeper squads that are quietly just climbing the ranks. We do see Shang-Chi run forward on the high ground here in front of Monet. They eat a homing missile, but not really concerned about his life. Ukyo got lasso, but yet again gets immediately dispelled. Mass Serpent was dropped down now. Somnus trying with the Rolling Thunder, hoping to try and focus down this TA, but he needs help. He needs assistance. Monet can't get to him. Finally able to close in with the Gyrocopter, supplying the damage and getting the kill. Now though, what can he do about Butterfly Effect, who still has this exorcism going all over the show? Monet gets stunned up by Shang-Chi. He's eating too much damage from the ghost. He will end up dead. We now see that Somnus thought he could help out with this fight and kill off the Shadow Shaman, but Catchu is too good at the Hex. Immediately catches the Pangolier, setting up Butterfly Effect for more damage. It's a double kill for the Death Prophet. It's 3 for 1 for XL Esports, and it's them controlling the engagements yet again.
Yeah, they can't really go for Roche They can, I mean, the TA is up in 20 seconds. They can choose where they want to go, let me put it that way. It's not that they can't. The only question is where do they want to go? Do they want to go high ground or do they want to take Roche first? It seems like they might be going to the outpost for now, maybe get it for the TA to TP in. And I love how TA dies, by the way, you know? And the moment she dies, she queues up BKB. Like, I knew for like 100%, the moment I click on him, he's gonna have that BKB queued up.
It's always like this for carry players, right? You wanna avoid buying BKB for as long as possible. And then you look at a fight that you would have 100% survived if you just had BKB and you're like, yeah, okay, fine.
This team fight is the deciding team fight. This is basically do or die for Azure.
I mean, there's some good stuff for them, right? Because of how quickly they killed the Warlock, they still have Chaotic Offering. And XL Esports no longer have Ghost or...
That's one way to look at it. Our support died so fast, it's actually a good thing.
Exactly, bro. Now jump in. Centaur able to get the connection onto Monet. There's the ships flying through though. Will they be able to punish the Centaur? They come in as well with the Abaddon. PYW goes in and catches the Death Prophet, but again immediately hexed by the Shadow Shaman. Monet running through, BKB active on his gyrocopter. They managed to isolate Butterfly Effect from the rest of his squad. He should end up dead here. I say
He's
that,
healing.
but he's sustaining. The spirits are keeping him up. He finally does go down, but it comes at the cost of Monet's life, but he got the Aegis just before dying. So he will respawn, immediately emerge into the fight, putting the damage on onto Shang-Chi, and SS will die. Monet, triple kill for the gyrocopter. More importantly, Azure, they get 4, and they buy themselves an extra lease here in this game.
Dude, are they actually doing this? This is absolutely insane. The fact that he managed to get that low, snatch the Aegis, get it up, pick it up, I mean, they're the ones that killed it, die, and Butterfly Effect, it's just, this is the first fight where Abaddon actually wasn't really in the best position to save everyone that needed to be rescued. So he wasn't able to use the Aphotic Shield. He was kind of caught and controlled in the middle of the fight.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Very
Damn, this game
unfortunate
just became very
situation.
interesting. Yep.
So the Abaddon ended up in an awkward place because he was like in the middle of all these fleets. He had to proc his ultimate super early, thanks to these flak cannon hits. And yeah, the fact that they dragged the Death Prophet, shout out PYW, he died for it, but dragging DP right next to the gyrocopter, honestly a stroke of genius.
Yeah, usually that bites you in the back, right? But she already used Yules, and they were super conservative with the BKBs. I mean, when I say conservative, I mean they just didn't buy them. Ukyo didn't get his, that Prophet as well does not have one. They are all relying on Abaddon, but he can only save one target. He can't save everyone.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He is not Superman. Now at least he has one less person to worry about saving, as Ukyo has grabbed a BKB.
Do you think that this is like the critical mass for Gyro? Because I think it just might be. He's moving towards Skadi, of course, next. And the team fights should still be in XL Esports' favor if they play them the way they've been playing them so far, but Gyro now hurts.
Yep. I think he's just one stat item away. That's why all he's lacking. I like the Skadi. I think Skadi or Butterfly would are the options, and Skadi helps you tank up a bit more as well.
Scanning.
So I'm very glad with this. Also, it helps to mitigate some of the healing that the Death Prophet gets in the fight.
Yeah, look at this wrap, by the way, from both teams. Radiant taking the Dire jungle, Dire taking the Radiant jungle. Monet is the only one showing on the map.
This is pretty funny. This could be a fight. Monet TP's out though. Unfortunately, we are at that point where for Azure, yes, they can certainly come back. The Gyro is strong enough, but you are still 2 lanes of racks down. They have very little latitude for mistakes, and the lanes are going to be constantly pushing in.
Yeah, that's basically the reason why they had to TP back. Just TP back, shove out the wave, because even if you win this fight, like, you can't do a lot because the bottom lane is being pushed in, so the smoke was pretty much useless at that point. And if you lose the fight, of course, the risk to reward ratio is super high, because the lane is pushing in, you could just lose.
Quick blink dagger picked up right now by Butterfly Effect. So a bit more mobility for the Death Prophet. Hex is going to be queued up as the follow-up item to that. I would like to see a mobility item on Red Panda as well. And indeed, he does have 4-star queued up. Yeah, I think that's necessary for the Abaddon after what we saw in the last fight.
Yep, long time ago, Aetherlance was the build on Abaddon even, you know, just to be able to stay far enough to use the Photic Shield. He doesn't have it, but he does have Keen-Eyed Psychic Headband. So he does have some extra cast range to use his spells.
We saw XL Esports do some very favorable pushes. They actually just get the tier 4 tower. That's super creeps, no less. Oh, no. You know, this is one of those awkward moments, right? If you're Azure, you know the fact that your gyro is the strongest hero on the map, but you still do not feel compelled to leave the base unless you know exactly where they're going to be, like some Roshan fight or something. Otherwise, you could just lose the game despite being this powerful.
I feel like both sides are very timid right now. Like, if this was not an elimination game, we'd see a brawl already somewhere on the map. But right now, they're just waiting and taking certain areas. Luckily for Azure, they do at least have a gem, but this gem hasn't really killed a lot of traps. Traps are giving too much info.
Might actually be an aggressive move here. Excel Esports are going forward. They get their Hex out onto JT. Forced off will be there, and the damage follow-up. Is it there in time? No. Chaotic Offering will bail him out of trouble. As Butterfly infected Shang-Chi now have to watch out for Monet, who's coming in hot on the gyrocopter. BKB active, trying to lay in as much damage as he can. The tidal wave is going to actually save some of these XL heroes. It pushes them away from the gyro. Oh no, gyro doesn't have BKB anymore. They go onto the Shadow Shaman with the lasso, but it doesn't matter. The big prize is Monet. Monet ends up dead now to the Melt Strike of Bukio. At the same time, he's forced to buy back almost immediately. Butterfly effect with the Exorcism Ghost. Might not heal from them in time, though, to keep this fight sustained, as he ends up going down too. So they find the kill on Somnus, they get the gyro, they get Death Prophet, but the buyback on Gyrocopter. And JT, man, why did he use that tidal wave?
Yeah, the tidal wave was not that amazing, for sure. When you had Monet there hitting everyone, but Butterfly effect also got cliffed, so he was kind of saved no matter what, you know. JT, very tanky, managing to survive in that fight for a long time, but they lost the other two more important cores, I have to say. The buyback on Gyro basically opens up a huge window of opportunity for XL Esports now, right? All they have to do is find the Gyro. If they manage to kill him off, the game is over.
After he picks up the Scotty, he might have to start thinking about rapiers. Oh boy. I think this is also part of the problem with them responding to these engagements. If they were the ones that were making that move, perhaps, it could have looked different, but they spent a lot of time just catching up to where the damage was supposed to be. The first usage of the Golem was used primarily to bail out Kunkka, not to set up for a better engagement or a better roll from Somnus. So caught with your pants down, but that can happen when you're 2 lanes down and you don't have any vision on the map.
Yeah, and all of these traps are just constantly giving just that slight amount of vision that you need. Because if you just see a hero farming on the right or left side of the map, you can already know that you are free to initiate on JT the way they did.
Azure, we've seen some rays of hope coming from the squad. We've seen some really good fights, but now they are out of lives, out of second chances. The Aegis has been claimed from their lives. Got to make something happen. But where do you even go? Do you just have to wait for the Roche and then try to fight around the pit, get yourself an Aegis and delay from there?
I think that's the play for both teams, right? Like, you wait Roche right now. It's the safest play, the safest option.
Let's see here though, X marks the spot. Add onto Red Panda. At the same time, oh no, Somnus! Somnus!
She's gone.
He's gone. Does have buyback. They do end up in a fight though on the back edge of things. Shang-Chi was looking towards Monet. The boats are going forward by JT. Crash onto the Centaur, but he doesn't have the follow-up damage. His team does not want this fight. Buyback was forced in from Somnus, but they did use the Exorcism. PYW didn't get the lasso. He just gets eviscerated. Somnus though, rolling in and out of the fight, trying to get on top of Butterfly effect. Activates a BKB to keep this fight going. Somnus almost died from this one. Barely survives. Chaotic Offering does now come out. Shang-Chi misses with his hoof stomp onto Monet. The BKB protected him. And Butterfly effect was hoping to just close things out on the back line, hoping to bring down Somnus and force a dieback. He almost did it, but Somnus got out. Now, can everybody else do the same? Wukio looking to try and get the kill onto JT. JT is going to go down. Shang-Chi gets the claim for that one. That's a gem on the deck. But now they're just going to move immediately to siege the tier 3 tower on the bottom side.
They have lasso, they have buybacks. This might be an opportunity to buy back on Kunkka and maybe take a favorable fight. It's so hard though.
Here's the Kunkka buyback. Unfortunately, there was no lassos. Kunkka couldn't get there in time. Nothing you can do. These heroes just get out. Rolling Thunder was also on cooldown, so they couldn't find a fight through that spell.
It's crazy. Every hero that died had buyback on Azure Ray, so they killed all the wrong targets. But then again, they killed a lot of targets and forced a lot of buybacks, and now they have additional damage. JD, that's the new name. JD.
It's the drag back out onto Ukyo, who's being pushed this way and that. That's their life for now. Oh no, Shangxi found a wonderful stun onto Monet, who lost most of his HP almost immediately. He has Satanic, but he's being controlled and he's being killed. No buyback on the gyrocopter. That might have just ended the game. Ukyo, in the meantime, almost assassinated PYW. The Bat is able to escape. Further north, we do see that they caught Somnus as well. That's another dieback that they've secured. Azure Ray do not have their carry. They do not have their mid. And they do not have a hope in this game. GG, well played is called. Azure Ray are out. XL Esports get to continue on the road to the international. I did not expect them to do it with such style and finesse.
Absolutely not. Tier Laments and XL. The XL Gaming, XL Esports.